What's going on, Detroit Lions fans? Welcome back. Steve here, Detroit Den 313, where we're talking Detroit Lions. You see us, that's what we talk about. Real quick, I don't do this often. I'm trying to get away from it, but please, please, please hit that subscribe button. We are so close to our goal. We want to hit 6,000 subscribers before the Lions and the Rams battle it out in just 3 weeks. So help us out. Help us get there. We got a little ways to go. It's greatly appreciated. I'm going to talk today. I got to break down a little bit more of some Isaiah Williams stuff that I saw yesterday. On our post-game show yesterday, we talked about it. Him, Hendon Hooker, everything looked really good. In yesterday's game, I was very content and very excited before the game-winning field goal, and I had a lot of positivity to take out from that game before we even won. I even said, if Jake Bates ends up missing this field goal, I don't care. It's still a phenomenal showing. There's so much positive to take from this game. There's so many people who played very well, some people who answered the call, including Nate Sudfeld. Say what you want about him. He played okay yesterday, played a lot better than he did against the Giants, but I think Hendon Hooker did steal the job again. So I'm not going to focus too much on that, but I just want to say that was kind of my mindset yesterday when we had that punt. Isaiah Williams got us in field goal range, and I said, I don't care if Jake Bates misses this. Like, it's a preseason game. It doesn't mean anything. It's not a regular season. This has zero impact. It was nice to get the win, but before that moment, I was very, very happy with a lot of players that I watched. And I sat down this morning, wife's out of town. I got a chance to rewatch the game, focused in, and I watched mostly Isaiah Williams, man. And a lot of people aren't happy that we keep dubbing him wide receiver 3, and we keep mentioning, people saying we're forgetting about Kalif Raymond. I'm not forgetting about Kalif Raymond at all. First and foremost, Kalif Raymond's one of my favorite players on this team. And the more I dive into other players, I remember I did an episode about a week and a half ago about Darius Fountain and how he was looking good in training camp. And one of the players who brought Darius Fountain back to the NFL because he was thinking about hanging him up was Kalif Raymond. Kalif Raymond's a leader on this team. We have not forgotten about him. Kalif Raymond has his role already niched out. He's going to be a special team kick returner, and he's got some packages where he's going to get on the field as a receiver. When we say the term, or I'll speak for myself, when I say the term wide receiver 3, it's not a disrespect thing that we're just forgetting about Kalif Raymond. I think Kalif Raymond's already good. He's made the team. He's going to have an impact. He's going to get the ball. He's going to get some looks. I don't know. I guess if I have to stop saying the term wide receiver 3, I guess I'll have to. But it's just a word, I guess. I don't know why everyone gets all in a tizzy about it. You can be wide receiver 3 and be the first option in a play. It doesn't matter. It's all about what the defense does. If you call the play and you line up, your wide receiver 3 might become your number one option on that play. It's just a word. I don't know. We're not forgetting about Kalif Raymond, but I want to focus in on Isaiah Williams. And the reason I want to focus in on him just a little bit more is we dove into him when we signed him as an undrafted free agent. We kind of did a breakdown and kind of started getting into his stuff coming from Illinois, his transition from a quarterback to a wide receiver while he was at Illinois, which I'm going to get into in a minute. We were very excited. We said, this is a guy that we would have been okay with drafting late in the draft. This is a guy that is probably going to show up to training camp, fight for a roster spot, maybe impress. Let's get him a look in preseason. If he does well, he's going to make the team. And I think he has done that. And I'm a little disappointed that Donovan Peoples-Jones has kind of struggled. We kind of thought he would be in that role of another wide receiver, if you know what I'm talking about. And he just really hasn't played well. And I think Isaiah Williams has kind of stolen his job, kind of bumped him down further and further down the depth chart. I think Isaiah really just locked up his roster spot yesterday. I really liked a lot of his route running. He had a couple delay routes, and I was trying to get some clips, but YouTube's just been hammering me lately. Anytime I try to upload a clip onto one of my episodes, I get hit with a copyright infringement. So I got to try to outthink the guys at YouTube and come up with something else, because I like doing that for you guys to give you a little visual of what I'm talking about. So I am working on that. Bear with me. But I think Isaiah is just going to be a nice piece for this team. When he was at Illinois, we were kind of dissecting his film before the preseason even started, and we were looking at some of the stuff, and we were diving in. His yards after catch is something that really stood out to me, and I think that got put on display a lot yesterday. He had he's slippery, man. He had a couple catches yesterday in the middle of the field where he would just kind of plant his foot and give a nice little misdirection and make the first tackler miss and pick up 7 or 8 more yards. And if you do that 2 or 3 times, you're talking, 21 to 28 extra yards of field position just on missed tackles. And I saw that yesterday. That's something I actually documented or took a note of. Was this is where a tackle could have happened, and this is where he ended up getting tackled. So we're talking about an extra 30 yards almost that he has just in the preseason from just making people miss, catching the ball, turning, making a move, and getting extra field position. And it's something that kind of I think goes under the radar is that every yard matters, and especially when we got a guy like Jake Bates who can kick the ball from 60 plus yards. If you're getting an extra couple yards after catch, it kind of just gives you better chances of at least ending a drive with points. As much as I love Jack Fox and seeing him boom 71-yard punts and changing and flipping the field position, it's great. Jack Fox looks a lot better on the sidelines with job security, knowing that I got Jake Bates out here who can go kick a field goal and I don't have to punt the football as much. So I think that's something we really need to appreciate more with Isaiah Williams is his yards after the catch, ability to make people miss. And he's just one guy. We throw in a guy like amon-ra Brown who can do the same thing at a higher level, make people miss more frequently. He's a yards after catch machine. A lot of people call him the slant merchant. And I think we could slowly start to maybe hopefully get Isaiah Williams in that same role where we just got two little demons out there running around, causing havoc in the middle of the field. You got J-Mo stretching it a little bit, putting some pressures on some safeties. You still got Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, we are going to be a very hard team to defend. So if we have a package of amon-ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Isaiah Williams all on the field together, I challenge you to find me a defense who can lock down those guys in man coverage, because they're almost on their own impossible to cover. It's going to be tough. Jared Goff has a nice little arsenal of weapons, and they might not be big, sexy names. We don't have like a Justin Jefferson. That's fine. This offense is catered to Jared Goff. It's catered to set him up for the greatest amount of success. We have the best offensive line. Jared Goff is lethal in the pocket. We got a deadly running game, and then we got all those weapons I just named plus some in our passing attack. Offensively, we're going to be very, very sound. And I know I'm trying to focus on Isaiah Williams, but as I'm just kind of talking here, I'm thinking, I said this yesterday in our post-game show, our second and third team defenses looked very good. I can't even imagine how our first string and our starters are going to look, because our second and third string defense yesterday was they gave up some big plays to Patrick Mahomes, but I mean, he's Patrick Mahomes. He's going to do what he's going to do. But at the end of the day, we bend and didn't break, and we held him to field goals. And I'm excited to see this first team defense get out there, man. And start getting after it. We haven't seen Hutchinson or Aleem McNeil, Davenport. We've seen very, very little of Ennis Rakestraw and Terrion Arnold in the preseason. We haven't seen Carlton Davis. We haven't seen Brian Branch. We haven't seen Kirby Joseph. Like, our starting defense is just kind of sitting there watching these second and third string guys just being junkyard dogs, and we haven't even seen the big dogs yet. I'm excited to see what this defense brings. If we're getting more stops and giving this offense more chances, more opportunities, I think we're going to be a very, 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 very tough team to beat. And it's fun and I know a lot of people are very high on some other rookies, and that's all fine and dandy. I'm not going to try to go down the road of talking about other teams today, but it's exciting, I guess, if you're a fan of another team and you have like a really high touted rookie. But the Detroit Lions have a complete roster. When I look at a lot of other teams, I don't see complete rosters on their staff or on their team. Like, we could talk about maybe the Philadelphia Eagles and the San Francisco 49ers are the only teams who really have complete rosters, like the Detroit Lions in the NFC. So it's going to be a bloodbath going forward, and I can't wait. Season starts in about 3 weeks. I'm ready for it. So here's my question in regards to Isaiah Williams, and I'll answer it myself. Does he make the 53-man team? I've seen a lot of people, and I read an article today. I don't want to call anyone out. It was posted just a few hours ago, so maybe a lot of people haven't read it, but kind of asking that question, and people were saying they're on the fence about Isaiah Williams making the team. I'm not on the fence. I think he's locked. I think he locked it in yesterday. I don't hand out jobs too often. I'm still on the fence about a lot of guys. I think a lot of guys have this third preseason game to make or break, but just solely focusing on Isaiah Williams, him and Sione Vaki had the best offensive performances yesterday. I know Hendon Hooker was technically player of the game, and he was fun and exciting to watch, but I think what Sione Vaki and Isaiah Williams did yesterday to contribute and move the ball and be weapons was pivotal. And and getting that win. And it was a meaningless preseason game, I understand, but Isaiah Williams really, really looked phenomenal yesterday. So I think he's a slam dunk to make the team. Someone else in the third preseason game, a wide receiver, would have to just put up like a Randy Moss type game for me to not buy into Isaiah Williams anymore. So I think he's locked in. Now, another question for you guys. Will Isaiah Williams, once he makes the team, will he be an impact player? I think he really will. And I kind of hinted at this earlier in the season. He's a former quarterback. I think if you take Ben Johnson and his creativity, there's going to be some gadget plays. There's going to be some little trickery where maybe he uses Isaiah Williams on an end around pass or something like that. I'm not talking like a Philly special or nothing, but there could be a little wrinkle, the little ace up Ben Johnson sleeve with Isaiah Williams, where he's thinking, I got another quarterback out on this field. If I can get this defense nice and lazy, a little complacent, maybe not thinking or fully defending everything that they should be defending, maybe now's the time I can sneak in Isaiah Williams and I can throw a little wrinkle in there and they won't be seeing it coming. And I can get him the ball, to maybe a little backwards pass to a down the field pass with J-Mo streaking. Like, there's a lot of different things we can do with Isaiah Williams. Not only is he really good as a receiver, he's a good route runner with great hands, but he can also throw the football a little bit. We haven't seen that yet. If you go look up his Illinois tape of when he was a quarterback, he's got a nice little arm on him. So keep a lookout for that. You heard it here first. It's going to happen. Stick around, guys. That's it for today. Again, please hit that subscribe button. Greatly appreciated. I'll try to get back. I'll try to get another show. I want to talk Sione Vaki a little more. I'm going to hit that out. Probably get that up for you guys tomorrow morning. So have a good day. Enjoy your Sunday. Be safe, and I'll be back later.